Hello everyone and welcome to a new lecture of PHP and MySQL. Let's continue with our little CRUD system that creates, reads, updates and deletes records on the database. We already did the insert values, output records from the database, and now I'm going to show you how to update records that already exist on your database. But before we create the script to update password, I'm going to show you how to create a login system. So we as users can log in to our website or web application, and then we can create an extra feature to update our password. So we already have a register form or a sign up form here. So let's create a new file. And let's call this the login.php. And here let's type please h3 please login. Down here let's create form. Input type equals, and this is text. Name equals let's type login email, and type here and now input type equals password, name equals login password. Nice. Okay, and here other one is b input type equals submit, value equals login, and there it is. Let's save this, and I can even type here email and here password. Let me save this and let me run and see how this is presented. And so login.php, okay, there it is. Okay, I click login, nothing happens. So let's go back here and let's create the form. Method equals post, and the action is going to be login. We're gonna create the script in the same file that we have this form. Okay, so login PHP And down here we can give it a max length of 50. Max length of 50. And save it. Okay, let's go up here and let's start creating the script that is going to check if this is a valid email and a password, and if it's already registered and the combination is correct, you will go inside our website or web application. So the first thing, include the connection .php. After that, we want to create two variables. One is going to be called query equals MySQL I query, and in here we type select all from users where, and this is a new one, where email equals single quotes, and here you type email, okay, or login email. Okay, now let me save this. I forgot that before the query we need to grab all the information that comes from login email and login password. So what we're going to do here is create the login email equals to obviously the post, and here we type login email and save it, and do the same thing for the login password equals to post login password. Okay, now this query basically searches and selects the user throughout the database that has this email, and it's equal to the email that you typed on the login. Okay, now we need to create another variable, which is the num rows. This will return you the number of rows. So if it finds that email, it will return 1, and then we can manipulate that, as you'll see in a minute. So number of rows, it's MySQL I. Oh, and I forgot here to type the DBC, which is the connection, and comma. So MySQL I number of rows. And here you're going to type query. Okay. Now you're going to type an if condition to check if the query found and it returns a row or not. Okay, if it found that email as a user or not. So you're going to type num rows. If num rows is not equal to 0, which means it's 1, do a while loop. Now we create a new variable, row. We're going to use the MySQL fetch array with and open curly brackets. And now what I want to grab is the email and the password that is related to that email. Okay, so to do that we do this while loop, and now we grab with a new variable that I'm going to call db email equals, and to grab that specific email if something is returned as 1. To grab a specific email, I'm gonna create this variable db email equals to row and here email, okay, which is the field of the email. Here I'm gonna grab obviously the db pass, which is going to be the password, right? Okay, and this is how we can grab the related password to that specific email from our database with the while loop. Okay, and now here we create a new if. Now we're gonna check if the type email is equal to the email that we returned from the database. Okay, so I'm gonna type the login email. If the login email is exactly equal to the database email, and soon after we check the email, we also check with another if, we check the password. So if login password equals exactly to the db pass and here we're going to type echo you are in. So if everything is okay, the login email and the password, you are in. Here we type else echo your password is incorrect, and if the email is incorrect, you also have to create an else statement here saying echo your email is incorrect. Okay, and save it and save this. So let's review the code again. It might be confusing for you because this is a little bit long. So grab values, email and password from login form, yeah, and here create the query and number of rows returned from the query. Create condition to check if there is one row with that email. Grab the email and password from that row returned before, and here create condition to check if email and password are equal to the returned row. Okay, I forgot to put the I here, so it's MySQL I fetch array, sorry. So make sure you correct that. So save this, and now let's see if everything is working. So let's go here and login. Okay, so undefined login email and login password. So I know what the problem is, and in order to solve this problem, which is basically a notice, and a notice is not important as warning. Basically, it's saying there's already a variable login email and password, or that you were using on your script that doesn't have a value yet, but you already know that because we didn't type any value yet. In order to avoid seeing this notice, okay, you just need to run this one time. Error reporting will be 0. If you want to get it back, you just type 1. We have just a little error here. We need to put a concatenate symbol here, okay, in order for this to work. So make sure you put single quote, double quote, concatenate, login email, concatenate again, and then you put double quote, single quote, and double quote. This is the only way this will work, and this is the only way you can put variables inside a select. So pay attention and make sure you have it exactly like this. And here at the end, we can also put a message saying you are not registered. Please register below. And we will create a link to the register form. We also need a new if condition up in here. Requests a post method. It means that someone has clicked the submit button. Okay. And only in that condition we will run the code. Otherwise, I'm going to say else, say echo, please log in. And we can take this out of here. And let's go back here. Okay, I think we are done. Okay, we have an error, unexpected line on 63. So 63, oh, you missed a semicolon here. Okay. Okay, so there it is. Please log in. So let's try this. And there it is. Welcome, Alex. You are in. Let's change a little bit this. Let's give it a space there. Okay. Here. Okay. Perfect. Let's save this. Now let's try a wrong password and see if we get in. So refresh. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Log in. Your password is incorrect. If we don't type anything, you're not registered, please register below. Let me type a different Gmail and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Log in. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not registered, please register below. I can change this to invalid credentials. If you're not registered, please register below. And what we can do here is let's create a link down here where ahref equals to user form .php and register here. And let's save this. Let me run the login again. Okay, register here. If we click, we go to the complete form where we can register. If we go back, we can log in. Let me type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your password is incorrect. Type Batman. Login. Welcome, Alex. You're in. Okay, guys. So we are done with the login, and see you guys in the next lecture. Bye.